You shouldn't listen to everything that someone says to you. You shouldn't say like, oh, but this person wants the good to me. What they could be worried about you, but you don't always have to listen to what people say. Why do you let people control your life? Literally, why do you let these criticisms are like, oh no, I'm gonna do better, you keep listening to all these people. I can say, guys, the whole world could be against you, but you should, at the end of the day, you should know who you are. The whole world could say, oh, no, you're this is not the way. Yes, because yeah, that's their life, they want to live that way. Fine, because your values don't have to align with everyone. But at the end of the day, you should know that you're a good person. The fear of being misunderstood, or like when you feel like the world don't understand you, you feel misunderstood, you feel like, no, like nothing. Why can't people understand? Why don't people know? Why don't people understand your intentions, and why do they keep assuming the things that wasn't even your intention, but this is the things that they assume, and they just keep harming and like making you feel hurt. And I want to make a video about that, because I noticed that I think the fear of being understood is like, I see it so clear with me and my sister. Like, I think maybe it has something to do with the way that we grow up, because it's so similar. Like, I hear from her point of view, like my sister was getting bullied at school. A lot of people badmouth her, and I just feel like at some point I saw the hate that she got, and they were all so ridiculous because they try to pick on any small things that is so irrelevant, because they themselves, the people that talk shit about her, does the same thing and sometimes worse, but they chose to point out that on my sister. And I was so angry. I was very furious, but I want to take actions. But my sister was like, no, it's fine, let's just let this go. And I respect her decision, but I also know that this is gonna cause her a real harm if she cannot handle it. So I just tell her, if she cannot handle it, if it just gets really bad, she should tell me, and I'll do something. I'll tell the discipline teacher about it. And then the thing that I told my dad about that situation, and then he said like, of course you just feel really angry and you feel protective over your sister, but if someone still, because my sister doesn't want to like solve this problem. She's like, oh, what if people don't understand me, what if they all side with the people that talk shit and bully me? And I'm like, no, because you should know that you're a good person. You should know that you're doing this. You should know that you're fighting for your own right. Like, if you get arrested, for something that you didn't do, but everyone is accusing you and you try to prove your point, and then the evidence is there, of course they would choose to believe you. And even if people still like in denial and they don't choose to believe you, in deep down, you know you're a good person, you didn't do the things that they accuse you to. And I feel so, I feel seen. Like, I see her, I see I see my past self, that when I was so eager in trying to prove myself to everyone that, oh no, I'm not a person like this. No. That was totally not my intention. I'm trying to explain everything to everyone, and trying to fix things together, trying to make things work when I saw it falling apart. But I always think that, oh, communication is key. So I'll just communicate with you, and then let's see if it works. But what if communication doesn't work? What if communication You see, communication only works when the two parties want to work together. When the two parties, they agree that, oh yeah, they both acknowledge that okay, yeah, maybe this is my fault, maybe this is your fault, trying to talk things like actually like acknowledging what you're trying to say and actually understanding your point of view. But what if communication is one-sided? That's when misunderstanding comes. Like there's already a misunderstanding, and then that person just chooses to, oh, no, 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 you're not this kind of person. Like, I won't hear you out. I just want to keep believing that you are wrong. I just want to have this ideology that I just want to have this ideology that I want to keep this perception of you, so I'm not gonna believe what you're gonna say. This is what, like, and then you feel like, but you just keep feeling like you have to convince other people when really it won't work. It won't work no matter how hard you're trying, because the thing about convincing people through communication, all that doesn't work. People don't want to hear you. People don't want to listen to you. People don't want to try to understand your point of view. People wants to think of you as a villain. People wants to, as I see you as a narcissist. People wants to think you're a bad person. At the end of the day, you cannot change someone's mind if they choose to be so stubborn. You cannot change someone's mind. You should know from the bottom of your heart what kind of person are you. You should know your intentions. I'm telling you, in life it's so frustrating because misunderstandings will always come, and you will always be misunderstood. For example, like celebrities, some celebrities, they get accused for the smallest thing that they do. These fans are so obsessed that they try to circle every little thing that they do with something completely not related, and then what? They have to come up with an apology. I'm really talking about the unproblematic celebrities. Like, okay, for people who really did crimes, okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people who, like, they do some irrelevant, like, no, they do something that's completely, like, normal, and then you guys just are like, oh, no, she's a person like this, she's a person like that. Everyone has something to say about you, and not what everyone says is true. Sometimes it's just their opinion. Sometimes they're just like, they want to have an opinion. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, but you should know which opinion matters to you and which is not. Like, I saw this post, and it's talking about, like, if someone criticizes you, here's are like 3 things that you should know, so that should you listen to the criticism or not. So first of all, if this person who criticizes you, do they have like the same values as you? Like, okay, for example, you're an artist, okay? Someone comes and then decided to say, why do you draw the head so small? Why is there, why is it so dull? Why is the drawing so, it doesn't fit the standard? Your drawing is a little bit off. How do you know that criticism is something that you needed to hear? First of all, look at them. Are they an artist? Because an artist should know what to say to an artist. Someone who doesn't draw cannot say anything to an artist. Their criticisms are just words, It doesn't mean anything. They're just saying their opinion, like, oh no, you should be writing it like this, But who are you to tell me that? This is the thing that about criticisms that people give me, because one time I don't know if she's gonna watch this video, but I don't think so. One time, one person from another class, okay, come to see my drawing, and then she's like, oh no, the way you draw a hand is like a little bit off. And I'm like, why would you criticize my art out of nowhere? Because, like, I'm drawing for fun, and like, that's just so weird, like, just let me do my stuff. She's an artist, but I've seen her art, and let's just say that her art is not something that I want my art to turn like. I know, yeah, like, for example, I'm into anime and all those cartoony stuff, and for example, like, she draws realism. Like, of course, we're gonna have like different drawing style of hands, right? So why would I listen to you? Because like I know, like if I want to listen to advice, I will listen to someone that draws the same style as me because I want to draw better, right? But her criticism is irrelevant because I don't want to be like her. I don't want my art to turn out like hers. And it's not like I'm ignoring or whatever, because guys, you shouldn't listen to everything that someone says to you. You shouldn't say like, oh, but this person wants the good to me. What, they could be worried about you, you know, but you don't always have to listen to what people say. Why do you let people control your life? Literally, why do you let these criticisms are like, oh no, I'm gonna do better, you keep listening to all these people. I can say, guys, the whole world could be against you, but you should, at the end of the day, you should know who you are. The whole world could say, oh, no, this is not the way. Yes, because yeah, you know, that's their life. They want to live that way. Fine, because your values don't have to align with everyone. But at the end of the day, you should know that you're a good person, you know. And I try to make. I'm sorry, I said like three, but I don't remember one honestly because that one really stuck with me. It's like, yes, if someone, if if someone, okay, if I want to be a successful businesswoman, okay, I'm gonna have to listen for my advice from someone who earns a lot of money, from someone who makes successful businesses, right? Why would I listen to someone who fails their businesses all the time? Why would I listen to that advice? How would that help me with my problem? Because I'm gonna end up like you. I'm gonna go bankrupt. Like, that's a simple concept, okay? And I feel like I'm being misunderstood when someone says like that I'm trying to convince people into thinking this way and thinking that way. First of all, I just want to clarify. From the very beginning, I already know that I cannot change anyone's mind. I cannot change this little perception that they have in their head. Okay, if someone is so delulu, they think that, oh, this guy is gonna like me. But then they'll wait for 5 more years and they don't want to listen to advice that people who want to help them, people who have gone through this stuff, they don't want to listen and they just keep being delulu for the next 5 years. It's up to them. The only person that I can control my life is myself. I'm making this video because I'm telling you this is how I control my life. I'm telling you from a person who've gone through a lot of hurt, who struggles with low self-esteem, who struggles with, you know, a lot of doubt, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of, you know, the things that I was a very insecure girl. And it's such a long journey that I've come here. So I think that the motives that I'm making this video is I'm trying to talk some sense into this little girl, okay? Because I'm still in the healing process. I'm trying to tell this little girl inside of me who have been hurt, who has low self-esteem. I'm trying to tell her that this is how, you know, how I should fix my life. And I know that a lot of people there are going through the similar things, okay? So when they hear my advice, they will feel kind of like inspired, or like they kind of think that this is what they should do in their life to get it together. My advice doesn't have to align with every one of you who's watching, because we all gone through different lives, okay? Very different. We all see life with different perspective. I see life as like, this is what my friend learns from a book. She says like, life is meaningless, okay? You guys give meaning to life. Some people will say life is miserable. Some people will say life is full of joy. Some people will say life is full of challenges, but I'm glad that I can go through all these challenges. Everyone, you can ask anyone, pick anyone in the street, they'll tell you everyone will have their own definitions of life, because life is subjective, because you go through life alone. And I'll tell you this harsh truth too, no one really cares about you that much. No one. Nobody. Everyone is just so busy with their own life. They have no time to stop and try to save you, try to gouge you up that, you know, no one's gonna save you when you fall into the deepest of pit, okay? No one's gonna come there and save you. No one. You're not anyone. No, you're not anyone's savior, and you're not obligated to save anyone. No one is obligated to save you. I'm giving you that very harsh truth. No one is coming to save you. When you feel like no one understands you, when you feel like people just keep assuming your intention on everything, people say that, oh, I'm trying to convince them or whatever. Because, okay, back to the debate topic, like before this, even in class, I feel like I was so persistent on telling about my point of view because it meant a lot to me, okay? It's important to me because I've been through all this stuff. I used to think that revenge was the best way, but I changed my mind about it. So I was standing up for myself. I was not there to convince people to change. Because who cares if they change or not? Because they have to live that life, right? If someone says like, oh, I don't want to earn money for my whole life, I just want to relax, then go ahead. No one said the way you're living is wrong, because you're not harming anybody. You're not harming me. The harm you do is, it consequences. You have to face it yourself. People want to say all these things about you. People think they have the right to say anything because we live in a generation that everyone has a say to anything. Everyone will say anything, okay? Complete bullshit. Everyone will spread. This is the generation where people like to spread misinformation. People like to talk about anything, literally. They like to force this ideology on you. Okay, they like to say anything. But you have a control of what you want to believe in. You have a control to what you want to decide, okay? You have a control to all those things. So don't let people control you. Don't let what people say hurt you. If it hurts you, well, you should ask yourself, why am I triggered by the things that someone says? Okay, for people who says that I'm trying to convince people, I was a little bit hurt because I know my intentions weren't that. My intentions were good. My intentions is that I'm trying to do a favor for my younger self. I'm making this YouTube channel because I feel like this is one of the ways that I express myself. And I like doing that. I like what I'm doing. So if someone has a say in everything, literally, when it's so irrelevant, just like, okay, thank you for your opinion, thank you for your statement, and then move on, like, literally. Why would you like sit there and then trying to people please, and then like, no, I'm not this kind, like, you're trying to convince people this and that. Sometimes it never works, okay? Sometimes people will still continue to say these harsh things about you. They will still like, no, I want to believe that she's this kind of person, People who bully my sister, that's the perception that they have. My sister is literally a good person, okay? The problems that she has, okay, with her friends, it's literally like personal problems, but they don't want to talk it out with her. So they try to, spread all of the gang, their little minions, talk about the wrong information about my sister. My sister was never that kind of person, but because they have this perception of my sister, and they want to they choose to believe that kind of thing about my sister. They want to try to make her seem like she's the worst person on our planet. And then my sister, okay, as a normal human being, of course she's very hurt by it. And when we get all this criticism from people, and when we get all this mean things, negative things that people say about us, and we actually care, and we actually got hurt by it because we're a normal human being with human emotions, okay? And sometimes it's really hard to ignore what they're saying, and sometimes it's really hard to not get affected by it, even though you know what kind of person you are. But yes, of course, you will still get hurt. And then you will start to feel like everyone is against you. You will feel like the world is against you, when really, back to the point that I say, no one really cares about you that much. No one really thinks about you before they sleep. Some people, yeah, but again, they think about the way that you made them feel. If someone makes you feel really good, okay, that night you will think about how good this person made you feel around them. Because people only lives, it's like a first person POV, you know. Everyone only sees like the thing that you see right now, okay, you cannot see other people POV, even though you can understand it. But most of all, we can just understand from our, you know, everything that our brain tells us and stuff like that. You will feel like the world is against you. You will feel, when you go to school, you feel like everyone hates you, when literally it's just that group of people, you know. It's just that group that doesn't like you, but still there's a lot of people that likes you. There's still a lot of people that understands you. There's still a lot of people that sometimes people don't even care, like, okay, you're doing this, so nothing to do with me, so I don't care. Yeah, people just don't care. When you have problems, okay, 80% of people don't care. 20% of people are glad that you have problems. So, you know, if you have problems, that's just their thing, because people have to deal with their problems every day. People have to deal with the things that they face every day. No one's gonna, you know, help you solve your problem. They don't have the time for that. They don't have the energy for that. You have to help yourself. It's okay to tell people about what you've gone through. It's okay to share your feelings, but in the end of the day, you're the one who has to take actions. You're the one who has to you're the one who have to make a decision. People cannot always make a decision for you, okay? Because they're going through their lives. You're going through your lives. You have your own tasks to do. You have your own tasks to fulfill, you know. People will say anything about you, but then who are they? Just think about who are they? Who are you? You know what kind of person you are. You have a good heart. You have good intentions. You never thought about doing these kind of horrible things to people. I don't want to let people suffer the same thing as me for too long. That's why I'm making a YouTube video. And I'm doing myself a favor too, because I'm talking to my younger self that I'm trying so hard to convince. And now I finally convinced her. I like the younger self of me, I bet she's really proud that I'm doing this, because I used to be so scared of trying to do things that I always knew that I wanted to do, but I just don't have the courage. I just don't have the confidence. I just feel like no, you know, even if I spoke up, no one will listen to me. But it's not about really anyone listening to you. You just want to feel seen. And I already feel seen that I'm doing this. If it gets to the outside world or not, you know, I already know that I'm doing myself a favor. I know I have good intentions, because other people there are also doing themselves a favor. When by watching this video, maybe you will realize some things from things that I say, and the things that meant to me the most, you know, in the video, right? When you make a long video and people listen to you, there's some part that they will take note about, and that is because that really resonates with them. So the things that I really resonate with in through this video might be different from what I'm telling you. And that's great, because that's what I said. Everyone's life is different. The things that they see as important is different. Okay, so really, even though it seems like I'm convincing people, maybe, I don't know, even though it might seem like, you know, I still talk in a sense like, oh, you guys don't understand me and stuff like that. Yes, I admit I do feel that way, but then again, I told you from the beginning of the video, who am I to tell you what to do with your life? Who am I to tell you to stop feeling terrible about yourself? Who am I to tell you that you should feel better about yourself? Who am I to tell you that you should start fixing your life, because no one is going to fix you? No, I'm who am I? Who am I to tell you that? You might think that way. And you might feel like, yeah, that's right. Who is she to tell me that? Like I said, if it doesn't resonate with you, okay? If this whole video it just feels like I'm talking nonsense. Then do nothing about it, you know. Is it a waste of time? If it's a waste for if it's a waste of time for you, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you think that it's a waste of time for you, but for me it's not a waste of time. So yeah, let's just move on with that different opinions of ours. If you watch this video and then you think like, oh, well, what she said was kind of beneficial, then again, I'm glad that I can help you. And I'm also glad that I'm doing myself a favor here. If you feel like the world doesn't understand you, if you feel like everyone is just against you, I'm telling you, no one really cares about you that much. No one is gonna save you. No one is obligated to save you. You're not obligated to save anyone. Just go on with your life as an individual. Just think about like, oh, I'm gonna do something. It's not to prove anyone either. When you do stuff, okay, you're not trying to prove yourself to anyone. And this is a chapter that I learned about, you know, that book, The Mountain Is You. It talks about like self-sabotage. You think that you want to prove yourself to other people, so you know you get that satisfied reaction by them. For example, you used to get these very bad grades, and then you're like, everyone is, you know, you think everyone is looking down on you. You think people are looking down at you when they're not. They don't care about you. You think that, oh, the teachers hate me. The teachers look down upon me because I got bad grades. And in order to make yourself feel satisfied, okay, some people who are insecure, they will look at other people and then they will think that way, you know, they will look at other people who are worse than them, that they say like, oh, no. I'm a little bit better than her, you know, because I got slightly better grades than her. Why are you comparing yourself to them? Why are you comparing yourself to anyone? What are you trying to point? What is your intention? What are you trying to achieve by comparing yourself to her? You're trying to compare this and that when it doesn't matter about someone's achievement. You know, this is why you're always insecure, because you compare yourself with other people. You determine their value by grades. When someone is like, they got worse grades than you, so you think that, oh, their life is worth less than mine. Everyone in this world is a human being. Okay, for all human beings, we're all the same. Okay, no one is more worthy than another. It's just how we see those people. But at the end of the day, everyone is a normal human being. The idol that you know, fantasize about so much, they're still a human being. They're just like you. They eat, they poop, they shit. No, sorry. They eat, they drink, they shit, they fart. They're a human being. And you have this perception of these people, and you're like, just why? Because this is the thing that hurt people. When you're hurt because you feel you got this negative words that someone says to you, somehow you use that as a motivation to prove people wrong. I can say it's a good motivation, but then what happens when, you know, what happens when you don't get what you want? What happens when your plan didn't work? Your plans in proving other people doesn't work? Then you will feel like, oh, I'm just like them, you know. I'm not as worthy as people who got better grades than me. You feel like your worth is dependent on the thing that you're insecure about, the things that you're trying so hard to prove other people about. But like I said, they don't really care. Even if you make it, okay, even if you got grades, if you got straight A's, oh, you're so amazing, I've always known you this kind of people. You got the satisfaction of people, but then your life will be dependent on what people say to you. Your life will be dependent on their compliments. Your life will be dependent on trying to prove other people wrong. But who really cares about you, okay? They can say that and then they go back home and they just still they have to live their life. No one really cares about you. No one is at night thinking about, oh, this is how horrible their grades are. No one is. They're gonna sleep and they think about all these embarrassing moments that you do, because they're gonna think about their embarrassing moments, okay? Everyone is thinking about their own stuff. Stop trying to control these people. Stop trying to have a grip on things that you cannot control. And I'm talking from a perspective that of the same. I've gone through it. I've been that kind of person. But now that I know better, I'm trying to tell you, it's pointless. It's pointless in trying to prove other people wrong. They don't even care. Some people like, oh, I'm trying to prove to her that I can become better. They probably forgotten about you. You're trying to prove this teacher, okay? Even on that day, the teacher won't come to your face and say, oh my gosh, you did so good. I'm sorry I've wronged you. They go on their knees and then apologize to you. Oh, please. What kind of dream is that? You want to humiliate people, huh? You want to make people seem like they're begging for your forgiveness. Oh, back then I didn't know better. I'm so sorry. What kind of dream is that? Why? Oh. And then actually on that day, when that day actually comes, I'll guarantee that person won't do that. You tell me, okay? In the comments, okay? My teacher back on her knees because she wronged me before, because she said I was never getting that grade. That teacher actually back on my knees and says that she's sorry, and she says like, oh my, yeah. Go on. Good luck. No, really. Yeah. I think that dream is realistic. You might achieve it. And then you're gonna comment on me and then say, I proved you wrong. Oh, congratulations! Congratulations on proving me wrong. Are you satisfied? Anyways. Yeah, really. But then again, you cannot convince people. You don't have to prove yourself to people, okay? When you convince them, they still don't get it. Fine. God knows, okay? God knows. This is what my dad taught me. Like, yeah, God knows, okay? If you didn't do that thing, and people still don't believe you, evidence is showed in front of their faces, still don't believe you, still choose to believe that you're a criminal, oh, fine. God knows, okay? God knows I'm a good person. God knows I'm trying to help people, so people can say anything about you. People can make the horrible, most ridiculous assumptions about you. Can spread the most rumors about you. But here's the thing, okay? When people spread rumors about you, when they combine it together, their stories doesn't match up. Because there's too much lies. People like to add these little ingredients to make the story spicier. But then it never happened. When have I slept with this guy? I never did that. You're a virgin, okay? Okay, anyways, I'm doing myself a favor, so if you think that this video is doing you a favor, good. And if you don't, it's fine. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.